You've probably have noticed it too. The word empowerment used to mean intelligence, strength, independence. But now, it's being slapped around on just about anything. And I'm just gonna say it straight. Female empowerment has lost the plot. This isn't about hating women. This is about holding people accountable the same way that we would hold anybody. Because we've literally gone from empowering women to encouraging self-destruction and calling it liberation. You know things are bad when top OF models are getting banned from the platform of degenerates. How does an OF model get banned from OF? We'll get into that a little bit later throughout the video, but the point is, it's getting crazy out here. Empowerment for women used to be them getting the right to vote, them having the freedom to choose their own careers, them being able to go and get an education, to be treated equal in a world that completely underestimated them every step of the way. But fast forward to today, it's post your nudes, yeah, go queen. Cheat on that nigga before he cheats on you, yeah. Sleep with whoever you want, even if it wrecks your mental health, cause men do it, yes queen, yes. That's not empowerment, that's imitation, and it's a bad one at best. Unfortunately, what we've done is confuse sexual freedom with self-respect. And God forbid when men step into the picture and start to criticize that, they call it slut shaming. What do you think the result of copying a toxic nigga is gonna make you as a woman? Just a toxic woman. That's not growth. That's regression. Look at this clip of this Lily Phillips girl when she's asked about how many bodies she has and if she ever wants to be taken seriously, like in a real relationship, bro.
When do you expect to settle down with a guy?
I don't.
You don't ever?
I expect my husband to let me sleep with other guys. Would you let me do that?
I'm a jealous Italian. I would never let you do that. I want you to be mine and mine only.
This could never work then.
Yes, it could.
Okay, well why don't you shag me right now and I can see how big it is and we can see if it works or not.
Why do you use these words, shag me?
Shag me? Well, fuck me then.
Where you at,
Let's also talk about the idea of disrespecting men is empowering. Now we've all heard the songs before. Fuck that nigga, take his money, use him, throw him out when you're done, men ain't shit, all of the above. Now imagine if men made songs like this for women. Oh wait, they do, and they call it misogynistic. But when women do it, it's savage, it's fire, this shit's dope, hell yeah. Now I'm using the example of music, and I do think that's a bit extreme, because I'm not gonna sit here and cap and try to cope as if I don't like, you know, the degenerate music. I listen to it, I'm sure some of y'all listen to it, it is what it is. But the point is, it's a double standard, and that's gonna happen in life. But true empowerment cannot be becoming everything that you hated. If our ancestors took this same approach when it came to fighting for our freedom in this country, or just in the world in general, a lot of us would still be living in chains. And it's so fucked up because the lies that are being pushed to young women, it's almost getting to the point where it's not even their fault that they're becoming the way that they are. They're being brainwashed to think this way. We have OnlyFans models like Sophie Rain making $42 million a year. We're talking LeBron James money for selling her body on the internet. But here's the part that they don't tell you. You always see the headlines about how much all these people are making, right? But the reality is that's not even true. It's a fucking lie. Most porn stars, OnlyFans models, whatever the fuck, they dedicate their life to that lifestyle. They dedicate their life to selling their body. They dedicate their life to doing all this degenerate shit. They don't really have much time for anything else. You know what that sounds a lot similar to? Almost anybody else that is successful in their profession. I need you to really pay attention to what I'm saying. To a degree, these OF models that are getting on the internet and making all this money, they are committed to this life. And while I 100% don't co-sign what the hell they're doing, there is a degree of dedication and discipline that they have for their degenerate behaviors, and they're profiting from it. But let me break this down even further. What happens is young women see this and they think that it's easy. They think that all they gotta do is just, create an account, post a couple of sexy pictures, and then boom, they're gonna be making a whole bunch of money. That's not what happens. A lot of these girls start this journey, post some of these photos, thinking that they're gonna make a bunch of money, but they fucking don't. Once they start to realize that just like anything else in life that's worth doing takes a lot of hard work and discipline, they quit. But the difference is that bullshit that they had put out into the internet, it's out there forever. Versus the person that may have just started like a cooking class thinking that they wanted to be a chef one day. They pivot and start a new career. No one's gonna be looking back at that person's resume and being like, what the fuck? You wanted to be a chef one day? Like, nah, nobody's gonna give you a fuck. If anything, they'll pat you on the back and be like, oh, that's cool. That's interesting that you have, other hobbies outside of this new career path that you're, pursuing. But when it comes to the aspiring OF models, the failed OF model, that shit's on their resume forever. Anybody forever can now just go to Google and see you getting your cheeks slapped. That's fucked up. And people aren't talking about this side of shit. Something else that I always find funny is like over on my Berto 2 channel, you guys should go check that out. That's where I do a lot of reactionary content. I've seen videos where a lot of these OF models, when they're being interviewed and asked certain questions about their careers, they try to like dumb it down, like almost like they're ashamed when, they ask a question like, okay, so what do you do? How do you make your money? Oh, I'm a content creator. What? Like content creator, what type of content do you make? Well, I post pictures online. It's like, okay, like what? If somebody comes up to me and says, hey, what do you do for a living? I say, hey, I'm a YouTuber. There's no beating around the bush, like vagueness. If I come up to you and I say, hey, what do you do? And you're like, oh, I'm a painter. Oh, I'm a firefighter. Oh, I'm a cop. It's a very clear thing. A lot of these girls, when you ask them the question like, oh, I'm a content creator, they're ashamed. They know that when they can't even wear it on the chest. They know when they say it out loud, like, oh, I'm an OnlyFans model. They know what picture is being painted in their head when they say these things. So they just, oh, I create content. But when they go around their little friends, they empower each other and say, yes, this is good. This is good. Yes, go off, queen. But the reality is, even when they're making money, even when they're successful, they're ashamed. Do you think the 13-year-old girl that's scrolling on TikTok, being influenced and consuming all this content that's being promoted, that you can make a lot of money and it's easy, fast money, has the brain power to understand and see through these lies? No. And then the cycle will continue to repeat because they'll be influenced to go down this path that they were painted as such an easy, fast journey to millions and millions of dollars. But that's just not true. And now potentially for the rest of their lives, they're going to be slut shamed because they are out on the internet posting bullshit because they wanted a quick buck. But the reality is, you have to work hard to make anything worth it in life. I've seen comments in my videos talking about, oh, I'm a misogynist. It's misogynistic to say that I think that women are worth more than just casual sex for money. It's misogynistic to say that you shouldn't treat people like crap and call it strength. If that's the case, then hey, that's what I'll be. But here's what I think true empowerment looks like for women. A woman that owns her decisions and still respects herself. A woman that would love to build with a man instead of trying to dominate him. And in some cases work side by side together to build an empire for their family. A woman that doesn't need to act like a man to feel powerful, but one that embraces her femininity and doesn't have to be ashamed of it. Like, it's nothing to be ashamed of. The truth is, real empowerment is hard. It takes dedication. It takes a lot of frustration. There's not like this carefree spirit on the road of discipline. And that's what most people just lack in general. Discipline. Everybody wants to have fun all the time. If every day was a goddamn carnival ride, do you think you would ever have the chance to actually pursue your goals? Someone that truly feels empowered about what they're doing doesn't need to shout it every 5 seconds. It would speak for itself. This is really no different when it comes to men, because I'd say the same exact thing. The guy that's typically the loudest person in the room screaming, I'm this, I'm that. We don't really believe it. We're seeing through that shit. But the person that walks in the room and we all turn our head because we can tell, like, oh, that's that nigga. We know him. We know what he's got going on. It speaks for itself. We're literally watching a generation of women being told that chaos is confidence and that being cold-hearted is somehow inspiring. But the truth is, hurt people try to encourage other people to stay hurt. It's like a crabs in a barrel mentality. Oh, I'm fucked up, so I need to make sure that your life is ruined too. The empowerment that we are seeing today, it's not healing anybody. It's only breaking people further. It's producing a lot of insecure women that are trying to act strong, but they're collapsing inside, man. If you're a woman watching this video right now and you're tired of the BS, good. That means you still got clarity. You know what real strength looks like. Don't be tainted by all that other shit. And if you're a man watching this, don't fall for the trap. Don't chase the performance. Look for the real thing. Because it's still out there. You just gotta stop looking where everybody's pointing.
Where you at, Berto?